Yo, what is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So there's lots to go through in this video. Finally, the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise has concluded its maintenance. It was down for maintenance for 28 hours, which is absolutely wild. I believe there will be a compensation given out at a later date. At least I hope there is, because logging into the game, I think they gave away... I think it was something like 5 to 10 gems in total, which really isn't that much considering the maintenance period was so long. The Twitter did mention something about compensation. I'm not really too sure when that's going to be arriving. But here we go. The Sugo Fest is live along with the new rare recruits are all here, so we can go ahead and break down what they actually do. But first of all, you guys need to listen to this OST. I'm going to turn up the volume so you guys can hear it. So good. It is so good. So basically what they've done is they've actually gone ahead and taken the original OST from Sugo Fest, but they've like Wano-ized it, I guess. It's really cool. But as I said, in this video today, we're going to go through all of the new rare recruits. I will also go over Kaito once again very quickly. I'll do a multi-pull because I have enough to do so, and then we'll also go ahead and do the Sugo Fest island, which allows you to use the rare recruit batch against a island to see how the batch works. So as I said, lots to go through in this video. Let's start things off with Speed. So Speed is the first of these rare recruits right here. I do have the translations here on the side. They are from the One Piece Treasure Cruise subreddit Discord. I assume Koala-san have translated this, so if it is him, shout out to him. If it's not, then I'll obviously credit whoever translated this. But here are the abilities of Speed. So her captain ability is boosting powerhouse and fighter characters attack by 2.75, which is not too bad, but for a regular rare recruit, you'd probably want something a little stronger than that. Her special is multi-stage, actually. So her stage 1 maxes out at 5 turns, which is pretty good. 5-turn cooldown. For powerhouse and fighter characters, reduce their cooldown by 1, and for 1 turn, half enemy defense. So that's pretty good. Stage 2, I believe it was 12. Yeah, 12 turns max is going to reduce cooldown by 2 for the entire team. And for 1 turn, reduce defense of all enemies to 0. Reducing enemies defense to 0 is always going to be a really key ability to have. It means that you can bring another character on your team that is a defense down conditional booster, and that can work really well with that. But if you guys remember what Kaito does, we will go through him here again. Kaito is a type of captain that doesn't allow you to stall at all, and there are characters in this batch that allow you to get lots of cooldown reduction, including Kaito himself with his captain ability, which is a thing that a lot of people were complaining about, the fact that, you know, you can't stall with Kaito. But you gotta remember, with Kaito and the sockets, you literally get -6 cooldown, which is it's enough to do a lot of things. So anyways, that's it for Speed. And then for her crewmate abilities, her first one is going to counter 2 turns of special rewind on herself. Fantastic, because she does reduce cooldown by 2, so that's really good. And her secondary one, powerhouse characters will treat quick orbs as beneficial. Again, really nice for Kaito team specifically, as you want to try and get as many matching orbs as possible. He doesn't give you matching orbs with his captain ability, so that's really good. I'm a pretty big fan of Speed. She doesn't really do all that much, but what she does do will be used honestly a lot, especially if you are the type of person that likes to farm content as fast as possible. Having the ability to do that is like super duper key. So that's it for Speed. She does have a support ability. It looks like 5% strength damage reduction and 13% attack to certain characters. She is a quick fighter powerhouse, which makes sense. Okay. So that's the first rare recruit. The next one is Holdem, which is a character that not a lot of people like. A lot of people hate this character in the anime/manga. He's really like not an important character, but he looks pretty interesting. So he is a Sai powerhouse shooter character, and he'll go ahead and have a captain ability of boosting powerhouse and shooter characters attack by 3 times. Every passing turn, reduce attack and HP by a little or a small amount. I'm not really too sure how much of an amount that would probably reduce. Maybe 1.1 times like reduction, or 0.1 times reduction, so maybe 3 times turn 1, 2.9, 2.8, probably goes down like that if I had to guess. So not a very good captain ability. Special, which maxes out at 12 turns, will cut HP of the crew by 1%, which is very interesting. Reduces 3 turns of barrier. I think this is the first character in the game that reduces barrier by 3 turns. That's huge. Also reduces 3 turns of % damage reduction and threshold reduction. Really, really good. And lock the chain at 2.5 times for 1 turn. I saw a lot of people complain about this. The fact that, you know, we are in a meta now where 2.5 chain locks really don't cut it in a lot of circumstances. But you gotta look here at what else he does. He provides amazing utility here. Barrier, Rainbow Shield, and Threshold, all reduced by 3 turns, is Very, very good, especially when you are running a Kaito team where you want to try and get rid of those things so you can let your end of turn damage do all the heavy lifting for you. So this is a good character for Kaito specifically. As for his crewmate abilities, his first one is going to boost powerhouse characters. I'd assume that's all stats by 50. I assume it's all stats by 50 for Powerhouse. And his secondary one, Powerhouse characters will treat Psi Orbs as beneficial. So you have Quick Orbs from Speed, and you have Psi Orbs from Holdem. So pretty good overall. His support ability, which will go ahead and give 9%, probably 9% stats to whoever he supports. So again, pretty mediocre. But let's move on now to Jack. Jack is looking like an absolute beast. I love the artwork of Jack here. It looks really, really cool. And as for what he does, he is a Dex Powerhouse Striker character. So exact same color and typing and classes as Kaito. So pretty interesting. Jack, his captain ability will reduce 2 turns of cooldown at the start of the fight, and Powerhouse characters will get 2.25 times attack. Terrible captain ability. His special will cut HP of one enemy by 20%. 1 cooldown reduction of the entire crew, really good, and when the enemy has a delay or a debuff protection, for 1 turn, boost orbs of Powerhouse and Strikers by 2 times, otherwise it's a 1.75 times orb boost, and that's a 12 turn cooldown as well. Pretty good actually. I think that, you know, he's a cooldown reducer, so the fact that he's a cooldown reducer, but it is quite a high cooldown for a cooldown reducer is not my favorite thing, but the fact that he provides the orb boost, that's the main reason you would probably use this character. The 20% health cut helps as well. The fact with Kaito, I was even thinking about this as well, with the way that he's structured. You want to try and get health cuts on the enemy. You can shave off their health and let your end of turn damage do, again, the heavy lifting, which makes a lot of sense. So I guess that kind of makes sense with the way this team is kind of structured. With Kaito giving health cuts and end of turn, this guy gives a health cut as well. Makes a lot of sense. And the 2 times orb boost is pretty goddamn good. Now, as for his crewmate abilities, first one is going to go ahead and counter 1 turn of special rewind on himself. Again, pretty nice because then you can use his special to rewind all of your other characters on your team. And Dex Orbs will be beneficial to your Powerhouse characters. So you've got Dex, Psi, and Quick Orbs beneficial with all of the new batch. Really, really good with the Kaito team looking so far. For his support ability, I'd assume that supports only Kaito. And for he does 1 thing for 2 turns or something. I'm not really too sure what he does, but it seems to be some type of effect here. So that might be interesting to invest support medals into if his support ability is actually good. But there we go. We finally made it back to Kaito. So here we have now his evolved artwork. We can actually show off in all of its glory and how amazing it is. So really loving that. So going back to what Kaito does, I think a lot of people already understand what he does now. But for Kaito, captain ability boosts Powerhouse and Striker characters attack by 4 times, 1.25 times health. You get 2 turns of cooldown reduction for your Powerhouse and Striker characters at the start of the fight, and at the end of each turn, deal 400 times his character's attack in dex damage to all enemies. And as soon as you start the fight, you're going to go ahead and trigger his special ability. So his special ability looks to max at 16 turns, which is very significant. That's a very high cooldown, but I guess for what he does, it kind of makes sense. You know, you can't really deny that his special ability isn't good. It's a very good special ability, so it makes sense why it is so high. He does a 20% health cut all the time. He's going to do 400 times his attack in dex damage to all enemies at the end of the turn. Well, it's actually at the end of every single turn, which is really good. And after this special has been triggered at the start of the stage, trigger the same effect as Borrow Breath. It will not stack if the same kind of effect has already been triggered. It will not trigger the damage effect of preemptive enemy. The way that I'm looking at this right now, I think that this specific translation isn't really correct. What we had initially made a lot more sense. So basically, when you activate the special, 20% health cut to the enemies, you get a 99 turn buff, which allows you to get that 400 times his attack AoE all the time. And then every time you move on to a new stage, before the enemy does anything, you cut all their health by 20% if you've already activated the special ability once already. So basically, if you have that 99 turn end of turn damage and you use the special again, you get the ability where you can go ahead and cut their health by 20% at the start of each stage. So it's really interesting the way that it works out. He's extremely powerful. He's extremely powerful. Like, there's not much more else I can say to really convey that. He's one of the best legends in the game. I don't think he's the best legend in the game, He is one of the best though, for sure. Now, as for his sailor abilities, he gives 75 stats to powerhouse and strikers, and he cannot be blown away. So that actually makes a lot of sense for Big Mom and himself to get that kind of ability. So I guess that's fine. That's honestly, that's fine. As for his support ability, he supports a bunch of characters, and it's 18% total stats. That's actually kind of crazy. I think V2 Sanji had 18% as well. There are a couple of very powerful legends that have massive stat boosts like that as well. So nice to see that Kaito gets that as well. Moving on to his potential abilities, he does get the Enrage or Provoked Attack ability, where he gets an additional 300 attack, which will actually stack onto his physical attack, which can make his end of turn damage deal more damage. So that's really good. He also gets Recovery Bind Resistance by 7 turns, and Slot Bind Resistance, completely getting rid of Slot Bind. So that's really cool, man. Big fan of that. But let's get into the part where everyone's been waiting for. Let's go ahead and do a multi-pull. Now, remember, it is 2 times Legend Rate in this Sugo Fest, so we could potentially get a red, but I'd say don't get your hopes up. We can actually see that it's actually 50 Rainbow Gems. There's no discounted multi here, and I can only do 1, so I hope we get a red at least. It would be cool to see what we could get, but honestly, I don't really care too much. I don't play JP, so I really don't care, but let's see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No reds. Hopefully a secret red, though. Hopefully a secret red. I'm going to just try and skip through all this as fast. Oh, we got Jack. Yo, all right. So we got the new rare recruit Jack. Obviously, really, really nice pull. And obviously, because this account is relatively new. Well, it's not really new. I've had it for a while. Oh, we got Holdem as well. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So, yeah, this account is... I've had it for a while, but I just don't play it. So there are a lot of characters that I don't have, so we're going to have to sit through all this. Stampede Robin is a fantastic pull as well. She's really, really nice to have. And we got the dual unit with Bon Clay and Ivankov. So lots of decent rare recruits we're pulling here. Karasu, another very good rare recruit pull. Number 8. Oh, secret red. There it is. Not extended. Cavendish. I think that's actually new. Yeah, that is new for this account. All right, and we got Opera, which is a really good pull. And we got Pedro. So what is our 11th going to be? What is our 11th going to be? It's going to be gold. It's going to be the evolved version of Jack. So that was actually a pretty fairly good multi. We have enough to do a single. Let's just meme a single and see what happens, yo. Can we get Kaito for single? Let's go. Okay, it's a gold. Secret? No, it's going to be the Kelvin brothers, bro. All right, so that's it for that. Let's actually go ahead over to Extra Island real quick, and I want to go ahead and use this team. You know, I just want to see what it's all about, because there is that Sugo Fest Island where you can use the team that's given to you, so that's really, really exciting. So let's go over to the Sugo Fest Island. Oh, well, before we even get into that, have a look at the Extra Island and how cool it actually looks. They have changed the theme of Extra Island. They've added the new OST as well. It looks so good. It looks so good. You got Kaito animated in the background where he's like surrounding the island as well. They've gone above and beyond this time around. They really have gone above and beyond. But here's the team here along with this Sai Zoro, which is a free-to-play character that you can actually farm up. So let's go ahead and run through it and just see how the animation of the character looks. I'm not going to actually complete the island, but you guys are going to see how the animations of the character looks, because when you get into the island, you get the animation of the special ability and stuff. It looks really, really cool. So here we go. Now you can see Kaito is actually in his normal form at the start. And then you get this. Yo, I saw a video, someone posted this earlier. It looks so sick. Oh my god. And then he goes with that borrow breath. And there's that borrow breath. Oh, it's so good. Oh man, it's so good. And you see both Kaitos have transformed, of course. Okay, giving us a little bit of a rundown. So, let's actually just go ahead and see what his attack animation looks like. Okay, so he just like spits a huge fireball. So that's pretty cool. These guys have a lot of HP. But I assume you just go ahead and let the end of turn damage do all the heavy lifting there. Boom, there you go. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on. We've got Law here. There you go, the 20% health cut, because both Kaitos have been activated here, which is really, really cool. Okay, so again, I just want to see this attack animation. You see that huge like hyper beam from Kaito looking absolutely beastly. Let's go ahead and let it run. Let's just let it run. This is nuts, dude. This is nuts. I love it. I love it. I really want this character on global so bad. Oh, resilience buff? You got a resilience buff? Okay, no, that's not gonna deal. That's not gonna do. No, no, no. You're dead. You're done now. You're done now. This is absurd. This is so absurd. Obviously, like, this dungeon is made for Kaito to beat it, but still, it's just crazy to look at. It's crazy to see it. Alright, so the final boss is Luffy, changes to quick, so Kaito makes it a little bit easier, of course. He will go ahead and deal some damage. We got our specials ready to go again. And Jack doesn't really get his full ability up, but let's see their special abilities though and see how they look. We've got Kaito here using his, we've got Jack using his special ability, so we get the health cut, we get the orb boost as well. We can use speed to get more cooldown reduction and defense. Oh, I skipped it! I skipped it! What am I doing? We got Holdem as well. Holdem will go ahead and cut our health, and he removes defensive abilities from the enemy, but obviously he doesn't have any defensive abilities, so it's not really a big issue. And then of course, let's use Kaito's special ability once again, just because we can. Just because we can. I love it. I want this character so bad on Global, man. You know, we've got Sabu, Koala, Luffy, Law, Bullet, Stampede Luffy. We've got all these amazing legends coming out, but this is something else, bro. This is something else. All right, let's just let the end of turn damage do the heavy lifting here. That's really cool. This is really, really cool. Alright, so that is going to end the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video of understanding how this batch works and how amazing it is to use this character, man. Obviously, I don't think he's the best legend in the game. I said that earlier. I don't think he's the best legend, but he's pretty goddamn good. Alright, that's it. We're wrapping it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.